Welcome back to the Cricket America 9th edition 2025. We have reached the business end of the tournament. The group stage are finished. 12 teams came, only 8 are left standing. This is the very first quarterfinal, and it's between two Atlanta teams. Southeast Express Red against guess who? Southeast Express Blue. Now, Southeast Express Red won the toss. They've elected to bat first. Southeast Express Blue, who just won the pre-quarterfinal match against the Edmonton Renegades, have won that match, and now they've moved on to the quarterfinal. And they have to bowl first against their fellow Atlanta mates. Opening bowler Mohsin, and he'll bowl to Parvez Dawandani. With him is Salomon Roy. Umpire Sazdik is on this end. On the other end, it's umpire Navin. First delivery of the quarterfinal is Mohsin against Parvez. Outside edge, and it falls just short of gully. Wasn't a chance, but nonetheless, that's going to get Mohsin's tail all perked up. Mohsin, known to bowl his outswingers, is going to try to keep moving the ball away from Parvez and luring him into shots he doesn't want to play. Gone after it, driven down the ground. There's a long on there to protect. And with the long on, it's a deep mid wicket for the right-hander. But now we have the left-handed Salomon Roy. Mohsin was roughed up in the match just before this one against the Renegades. Trying to rectify that now. Only bowls off of about 10, 12 paces. Looks for control and swing. Salomon Roy, 3 matches, 28 runs in his tournament. Trying to make a splash in this quarterfinal. Just opening the face of the bat. As for Parvez Dawandani, 4 matches, 27 runs. Neither of these two openers have lit up the scoreboards so far in Cricket America 2025. Mohsin. It's driven over mid-on's head, but the kind bounce will limit it to just 1 run. So Mohsin around the wicket to the left-hander, over the wicket to the right. Operating with Salomon Roy yet again. Again, some little bit of a swing coming in, then deviating away from the left-hander. Umpire Nazdik saying that is a wide. Sadiq rather. Drifted down the pads, whipped away. And that could go down to the boundary. Giving chase is the fielder, but it's going to be helpless. First boundary of the innings. Mohsin full and down the leg side. And Salomon Roy is away. 8 without loss. We're still in the first over, an expensive first over. Does that get Roy's confidence sky high? Good delivery, an appeal for court behind, and Apaya Sadiq has given him out. Mohsin bounced back after drifting down the leg side and whipped away for 4. His final delivery of the first over, he gets the dangerous Roy. And Southeast Express Blue get their first wicket. Pitched up, his feet were never close to the ball. Just put the blade out there, found the outside edge, and Mohsin gets the breakthrough. It's going to be Aline Lalani, 2 innings for 35 runs. He'll be coming in at number 3. Well, after 1 over, 8 for the loss of the first wicket, just when Roy was about to cut loose, he was out caught behind the next delivery. Amin Lalani into the wicket. We have the wrist spinner, Surani, who was dominant from this southern end in the match just before this against the Renegades. Forget the wickets, he absolutely shut things down within the power play and in the middle overs. Parvez just 2 runs on 3 deliveries, only 27 runs so far in this competition. Lalani 35, but he had 4 innings to do so. Last time these two teams played each other, United Red were bowled out for 38 and Southeast Express just knocked it off without loss, 42 without loss. Coming into this match, Southeast Express Red defeated Toronto Panthers Green. This one hits the pad and appeal for LBW. Umpire Naveed uninterested. It may have pitched outside leg stump. No chance for the bowler if that happened. Let's see if this was worth a shout. If it pitched outside leg, it means nothing. Oh, I believe he may have a chance, but the ball never turned. May have just been continuing down the leg side. Leg by nonetheless, 9 for 1. Short delivery. Just 1 run and just a mix-up between Surani and Parvez. Surani running across the line of the batter. Batter does not have to stop. Even so, if the batter was run out, he would be called back in because he cannot be stopped or obstructed on his path. Short delivery pulled away to mid-on. Long on is there for protection. So Musani and Sudani both have protection in the V, as we should say. But now against the right-handed Lalani, there's just a long off to talk about. Gone after it. And that beats the mid-on fielder. They'll come back for 1. So the number one team, Southeast Express Red, have been absolutely rampant in this competition. They defeated Birmingham Thunders by 5 wickets in the opening match. Then against Toronto Panthers Green, they won by just 1 wicket. Absolutely nail-biting time. And then in their third match, dispatched of Southeast Express by 10 wickets. Can they do so again today? Short and a bit of bounce. Umpire Naveed uninterested yet again. And at the end of 2 overs, it is 12 for 1. Salomon Roy back in the pavilion for 5. Hasnain is Mohsin coming back for his second over. 4 matches, 5 wickets, 2 for 27, his best figures. Like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, did not have his best match against Edmonton Renegades. But his team picked him up, and now they're in the quarterfinal. So Parvez has a long on to contend with. It's driven. So 13 for 1. A little bit of a patch-up job as Mohsin got the wicket of Salomon Roy on his last delivery of his first over. Can Parvez, the fellow opener, be the anchor of the innings? It's right in the block hole. Nothing much the batter can do. A Yorker outside off stump. Only the toe of the bat. He can get onto it. Pitched up, driven, and straight to mid-off. It came at him with pace and fire. Round of applause by his teammates. Not sure if this actually carried to the mid-off fielder. Pitched up again, driven this time to point. And Mosani, after getting that wicket of Roy, is full of confidence. Here's that delivery just before he drove it in the air. It was very catchable, and mid-off did not hang on. This one is pulled onto the onside. Just 1 run. The protection is there with a deep mid wicket and a long on. Roy back in the pavilion, caught behind off of Mohsin. And that takes us through 3 overs. 1 for 14. We're into the quarterfinal stage as the 2 Atlanta teams lock horns for a place in the semis. Serrani to continue from the southern end. 3 runs in his first over. Tell you what, Serrani is quite the accomplished bowler. There's a long on, so once it gets past the bowler, it's going to be a single in that area. One more to Lalani. Serrani, 50 matches, 425 runs, 26 wickets. The sweeper is going to come across. Will they come back for 2? They do. And Southeast Express Blue, in their match against Edmonton Renegades, 2 incredible catches by Afridi at deep mid wicket turned the innings around, the first innings of the first match, to allow Southeast Express Blue to keep the Renegades at a modest total. Going after it. In the air. And that's gone. 6 runs. A maximum to just relieve the pressure against Serrani. Just lifted it over extra cover. And at that point, it's a matter of time of just recovering the ball. Turned away on the onside. Is an appeal for a run out. Umpire Sadiq uninterested. Here's him tuning it to the onside, straight to backward square. The batter was sent back. And here's Serrani. Oh, that's just an absolute peach from the leg spinner. He lured him into the shot. He lured him into the shot and then just left him. Here's Serrani asking Lalani to go to the pub and then changing his mind at the last minute. This is the straighter, the flipper. An end of a conservative over, 23 for 1 after 4. And that is a boundary coming off the bat for the Southeast Express. Parvez Dawdani has been held in check. Now he's 9 runs off of 14. Musin, again a Yorker, just an off stump. Nothing much the batters can do with it. Just hits the toe of the bat unless they use their feet and greet Musin out of the crease. They're just going to be digging out Yorkers just outside off stump. Lalani hit a towering 6 in the last over. Gone after him again. Did he get all of it? Long off comes across. Oh, and he spilled it. Mohsin can't be too impressed. Yeah, he's bent over in frustration. The trap was set, trying to replicate his six in the last inning, in the last over. Lalani lofts it in the air. Mid off gets under it, long off gets under it, and just went right through the webs. Umpire Sadiq signals for 2 more deliveries. Southeast Express Blue were given 108 runs by Edmonton Renegades in the last match, knocked it off with a few wickets to spare. This one turned away on the onside, beautifully done. Pass backward square. It's going to hold up in that thick outfield. And the 62-year-old Ahmed will bowl it back in. Projected score a modest 128. Current run rate is 6.41. Last ball of the 5th. Just one more over after this in the power play. And looks like the batter Parvez, he's going to have an equipment change. The sun, the heat is fierce. There's some water before the water break. It is currently 89. So for some water for the batters, the fielders as well. It's all happening in Hampstead and the Prairie View Cricket Ground in Texas. "31 for 1. Salomon Roy set back into the pavilion, caught behind for 5 off of this man, Mohsin. It was his last delivery of his first over after Roy clipped him off the legs for 4. A drop catch just before this off of Amin Lalani at long off. And now Parvez Duwadani getting some water. Umpires understanding these conditions and what's needed for the players out there, agreeing to the water. Costly over so far for Mohsin. 8 runs from it, 1 delivery left. Mohsin gone after it, came off the toe of the bat. Oh, and Sonny, the captain, couldn't hold on to it. He was running backwards, lost it in the sun. And a chance again for Southeast Express Red. 32 for 1. Mohsin line and length, just outside off stump. It was Parvez going after him. Came off the toe of the bat. Tough catch for the skipper. Sonny couldn't hold on. Another life for Southeast Express and Southeast Express Blue. The captain himself, with a little bit of emotion at his back, is going to take his mark. Sunny Shah, 4 innings, 3 wickets, best bowling, 2 for 21 so far in this tournament. Bowling from the southern end. And he's putting on the headband. Looks like a Dennis Lilly coming in from the Sydney northern end. All we need is Shah's voice to be chanted from the crowd. And we will relive that moment. Here's Shah. This one hits the seam. And you can see the movement that he's getting off the wicket. Parvez. Short delivery. Cut away. It would have been a wide. But because Parvez went off after it, they're going to come back for 2 and get it. This one is whipped away. 2 fielders after it. Just a single. Shah did not bowl in the last match against the Renegades. Certainly has the energy to apply against, let's say, his rival team. Each of these players play on the same team, Southeast, in Atlanta, Georgia. Hits him on the pad, not out. And they know each other very well, to the point that Sonny's brother, Arsalan, plays for Southeast Express Red. Has not gotten a chance to get in the wicket yet. He's a fast bowler like his brother. This one's an attempted cut, and it's going to be a wide. Umpire Naveed not giving Shah any room to play with. So after the first wicket fell of Roy in the first over, these two batters have put on quite the partnership to ensure, trying to lift it over extra cover. There's a slight appeal. And just like that, we're down to the last delivery of the power play. If a dot ball is achieved here, it'll be 6 runs per over in the power play. That will no doubt be a success for Southeast Blue. In the air, and it's through the cover. Batters thinking about 2, just 1. An ending of a successful over. 3 dot balls from it. 5 runs given up. 37 for 1 after 6. So the power play is completed, and the opening bowler Mohsin, who is 3 overs, 1 for 19, the most expensive of the bowlers, comes back into bowl his last over. Had a drop catch at long off of Amin Lalani. Lalani on strike again here. There's a long off, a long on, deep cover, deep mid wicket, and deep backward square. That is the protection for Mohsin. First over after the power play. And he lifts his head in the air, goes down to long on, just a long single. And now Lalani creeps to 14. Little bit of dialogue between the wicketkeeper and Mohsin. He's been bowling tight, line and length, in his usual medium pace fashion. Are they trying to set a trap for Parvez? Mohsin gone after it, off the toe of the bat. It's going to fall short. One hop to long on. Actually, it's one of those awkward bounces for long on. Hit the fielder on his hip. Driven, just one. Mohsin pulled away off the hips, and it's going to race away for 4. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Southeast Express Red. Mohsin just a fraction short, and turned away by Parvez right off the middle of the bat. You don't run those. Oh, it's a huge appeal for LBW. Has to be close. Mohsin has a reputation for his accuracy. Parvez trying to lift him over square leg. Judge for yourself. Oof. That was very, very close. Yes, it hit him high, but he was down on his knee. This time he goes after it. Mid wicket comes across and takes the catch. Mohsin gets his man. Parvez departs for 21. Mohsin on his knees now, sitting on the grass, giving thanks. The second wicket has fallen. He has gotten both. It was the last over of his spell, last ball of his spell, and he picks up his second wicket. Picked up by Parvez, trying to get a move on. Good catch in the deep. By who else? Afridi. His third catch in that area. He doesn't drop those. 44 for 2 and 7 overs in the books. We are back in Hampstead, Texas for the quarterfinal between the two Atlanta teams, Southeast Express Red and Southeast Express Blue. Salomon Roy back in the pavilion for 5. His partner, Pavez, just retired, or just actually was out, caught up mid-wicket for 21 off of 25, score 44 for 2. And the ageless wonder, Ahmed, the off-spinner, 6 wickets already, 7 wickets rather, in this tournament, will come into bowl to Amit Budwani. Amit coming from the southern end. And right off the first delivery, finds his length, not so much his line. The protection for Ahmed for the right-hander is a deep cover, long off. Actually, deep cover, deep extra cover, long off, long on. A lot of protection on that offside, and he stays just there. Well, being 62 years old doesn't mean they're going to grasp all of your numbers and figures. The recordings on Crick Heroes for Ahmed is 18 matches. We know he's played a lot more than that. 17 wickets. One of the pillars in the Cricket America community. Bowls a very steady line and length. He's a tall man. I would say about 6'2". Batters just squeeze out another single. And that's okay if you're Ahmed and Southeast Express Blue. If you can limit the boundaries, you can certainly give yourself a chance in the chase. And this is exactly what Southeast Express enjoy doing. They love to bowl first and chase the runs after. They lost the toss today, and Southeast Express Red wanted to bat first. And now the umpires are having a quick word. Sadiq and Naveed. And there certainly is an issue. So we're trying to find out what's the stoppage. And looks like one of the players that came off the field for Southeast Express Blue will come back on. The 12th man will come off. Well, now that the dust has settled, 46 for 2. Amin Lalani, 16 off of 16, was dropped at long off after Musin, who's finished his spell at 4 overs, 2 for 26. He has the only 2 wickets thus far. And the ageless wonder, Ahmed Merchant, 62 years young, will continue his first over. So, Lalani, Merchant, the battle continues. Just turned around for a quick single. Ahmed. Just 3 singles in succession off the very tight conservative off spinner. Pitched beautifully. And there is his scoring chart so far, 47 for 2 after 8 overs. Game has come to a little bit of a crawl after the power play. Southeast Express Red will certainly want to anchor things at the moment and then go after it as the overs continue. Southeast Express Blue will do their very best to limit the boundaries. And the captain, Sunny Shah, will continue. But he switched ends. He was bowling from the southern end, and now he's coming back onto the northern end. His first over went 1 for 5. So far in this competition, his best figures 2 for 21. He is an absolute incredible person on and off the field, Shah. Easy to talk to, loves cricket. Him and his brother, two of the more interesting players in the tournament. Good delivery, but he's gone after it. It's high in the air. And it's going to go and it's going to beat long on. Long on got across, but the spin of the ball beat the fielder. Good delivery by Shah. He completely set up Lalani. He went after him. It was in the air. He gave long on a chance. Couldn't get there, and his spin beat the fielder for 4. Lalani scoots on to 21. Oh, and he's missed this one in the air. And it's going to be a no ball. Slipped out of Shah's hand. He's going to have to do it again. Apologies to his fielders. Maybe going for the slow ball. So it gives Amit a chance to face a free hit. 50 came up after the 4 on the delivery before. It's now 53 for 2. The skipper, Sunny Shah. Middles this one. Long off gets there. Projected score now at 130. Only 2 wickets down. Boy, would Southeast Express Blue enjoy a wicket now. Shah has cover, a deep extra cover. And this one is cut away. Here comes deep extra cover, just like I planned it. To go along with the deep extra cover, he has a long on, long off, deep mid wicket, and a deep cover. Now, deep extra cover has been brought into a regular extra cover. Turned away off his hips. Amin Lalani starting to cut loose. Hit right back to Shah. Couldn't hold on to it. 10 runs. 9 runs rather so far in this over. Ooh, and a bit of bounce for Shah. Goes right over the outside edge of Lalani, and that's the end of the ninth over. 57 for 2 in this quarterfinal between the two Atlanta teams, Southeast Express Blue and the Southeast Express Red. Ahmed Merchant to continue from the southern end. Amit Budwani still yet to get going. Budwani. And he does now. High in the air. And he's dropped a deep mid wicket. Another chance goes a begging. Southeast Express Blue, who was so good against the Renegades, have put down at least 3 chances so far. Short delivery, given the works, but it was straight down the fielder's throat. Batters cross, Lalani's on strike. And Ahmed's going to have to tighten things up against Amin, who is starting to see the ball bigger. Just runs it down towards that backward point area. This one is high in the air. And it's gone for 6. Not much room for error for Ahmed. Ahmed Lalani moves on to 31, but more importantly, he is in the groove. Anything loose, just picks it up and lifts it over cover for 6. Just to bring everyone else up to date, the Ozark Howlers playing against the Houston Stallions. They are 61 for 4 after 9. Of course, our match, the two Southeast teams, 65 for 2 with Xpress Red batting. Birmingham Thunder against United Tigers. Birmingham have 42 for 2 after 9.2. And Toronto Stars have gotten a move on against their fellow Toronto team, the Green Panthers. Down the ground he comes, high in the air, straight down long on throat, and that is the end of Lalani rather. He's been towing the line since he's been in the crease. He's been dropped at least 2 times. This time his luck has run out. Out for 31. Ahmed gets the wicket. And the 4th wicket has fallen. Went after it, never really got it. Got under it, and long on took a good catch in the deep. 65 for 3. Amit Nurani comes to the wicket. Before we get started with Amit, Toronto Stars 101 for 3 after just 10 overs. They're cruising. Amit Nurani just amassing 18 runs so far in this tournament. Opens the face of the bat, but he has 3 wickets to go along with it. So has certainly been providing productivity. Quick single gets us through 10 overs after the halfway mark. 66 for 3. Southeast Express, who won the toss, elected to bat first. And with a projected score of 132 after their 20, these two Atlanta teams locking horns in the quarterfinal of the Cricket America 2025 competition. Piyush coming back into the attack. Actually, this is his first over in this innings. Had a very successful 2 wickets, was on a hat trick against the Renegades in the pre-quarter final match. Certainly propelled Southeast Express Blue into this quarter-final. Can he turn the tide? High in the air, long on. Can he hold on to it? And it's gone for 6. Well, that answers that question. Just a little bit of air by Piyush. And the hard hitting Amit meets it. Good delivery by Piyush, coming right back after being ropped up 2 balls before. And that's what we call like a tennis shot. But long off is there for protection. And the batters scamper back for 2. Piyush wanting some more urgency from the fielders. But that takes us through 11 overs, 75 for 3. So 75 for 3. 2 Atlanta teams not budging. Only 3 wickets down after 11 overs, 75 on the board. Run rate at 6.82. Ahmed Merchant, who got a wicket in his last over, trying to lure batters into going over the top. Cut away. And there's the arm ball by Ahmed. No turn, actually just continuing on a fraction away from the right-hander. That was very, very conservatively played by Ahmed. Late cut. There's that short third man, but the single still comes through. Just 2 runs so far in this over. Down the wicket, gets under it, high in the air. And it's gone for another 6. Beautifully played. He used his feet to perfection. He came prancing down the wicket, met Ahmed, and just lifted it over long on. Shot of the day. So Ahmed roughed up after just giving up 2 runs before that in this over. Now the batter just turns it around points. And that gets him through his 3rd over. 12 overs in the books, 83 for 3. So Piyush operating from the southern end, the northern end rather, 83 for 3. And it's 83 for 3. Short delivery, pulled away, and that's gone for 6. A long hop provided by Piyush, and the batter opened up and swallowed it. It's Amit with his second 6. I believe this one was stuck in his fingers and just belted over mid wicket. The wildlife is now giving chase. Score goes to 89 for 3. And Southeast Express Red starting to take control. Only 3 wickets down, projected score 146. Off the toe of the bat. And long off has taken the catch. Piyush has made the breakthrough. The ultimate reply to Amit, who lifted him over for 6. This time, gets his wicket at long off. Smashed down the ground, but what a take by long off. And he lies on the ground and thinks about it. 89 for 4. An important wicket for Southeast Express Blue. Salaman Parbatani, 25 runs in his 2 innings, will make his way to the crease. Appeal for caught behind. Umpire Sadiq thinking about it, unmoved, didn't see anything, didn't hear anything. Has to give the batter the benefit of the doubt. The wicketkeeper's excitement means nothing. If the umpire does not see a deviation, umpire does not hear a noise, he cannot go off of the excitement of the bowler and the wicketkeeper. Good non-call. The batter has to get the benefit of the doubt. That doubt was exercised by umpire Sadiq. Sweep shot. One more to the total. We're into the 90s. One delivery left in the 13th. Projected score creeping up to 140. Short delivery. And the batters off the misfield come back for two. That is 13 overs gone, 92 for 4. We'll be back in Hampstead, Texas. Ahmed continuing, just tossing it up. And coming down the wicket is Salaman, who wants the single. 3.1 overs, 1 for 20 for the off spinner. The oldest player in Cricket America, 62 years old, and doesn't look a day over 40. This one cuts. The appeal for caught behind. Lots of pressure on umpire Naveed. Tossed up, completely mishit. This one is cut beautifully. The sweeper will do its job. Score creeps on to 93 for 4. And Ahmed Merchant again proving his worth. 3.4 overs, 1 for 21. And the 62-year-old has come in yet again, shut the door on his end, and put the pressure on the batters. Gets it on the full. Good delivery, cut away. Not much room for Salaman to cut. And that takes us through an impressive spell by Ahmad Merchant. He finishes 4 overs, 1 for 22. 14 overs in the books, 94 for 4. Flat delivery comes off the toe of the bat. It's going to drop in between long on and long off. The captain Shah. Piyush, who got the wickets in his last over, continuing here for his third. This one pulled away onto the onside. Batters thinking of 2. So, quarterfinals underway. Cricket America 2025. Ozark Howlers against the Stallions, 82 for 5 after 14. Birmingham Thunder, 60 for 4 after 13. Toronto Stars against Toronto Panthers Green, 111 for 8 after Toronto Stars were 102 for 2. This one is whipped away and it's between the 2 fielders and a rare boundary for Southeast Express Red. Piyush is not happy. Did it go through the fielder's hands? Was it a catch? Right up in the block hole, trying to get it away. It was in the air and dropped at backward point. And to add insult to injury, 4 runs. Down the pitch he comes. Drives it, long off, coming across. And it's going to be 4. Beautifully played by Salman. Using his feet to perfection. Pitched up, met him halfway. And Salman earning every bit of those 4 runs with a classy off drive. Sweep. And that's going to be 4 more. Piyush has been roughed up. That is 3 consecutive 4s. And to add insult to injury, the drop catch at point resulted in 2 4s following. This time a sweep down the leg side. It must be said it was a loose delivery. But that brings up the 100. 105 for 4. And Southeast Express Red starting to turn on the blue. That was supposed to be a wide, but they take 1. 5 overs remaining in this innings. 110 on the board. How much can Express Red get? And this one is swept high in the air. Deep in wicket coming across. Takes a catch. He hangs on. The prize wicket of Salman. He's gone for 15. Southeast Express Blue get a much needed wicket. It was Piyush with a slower delivery. Salman went after him. Got a top edge. And he carried all the way out to deep mid wicket. And a good catch in the end. Southeast Express Blue clawing their way back. And you can see the cramp setting in. This is the second match in succession for Southeast Express Blue. And the heat taking a toll. And if you've ever gotten a cramp, you understand the pain that's involved. And Surani is feeling every bit of it. The hard-hitting Sahil Chanania has come in here to put bat to ball. Good delivery by Surani. Charania, 2 matches, no runs so far in this tournament. This one is flat, nothing he can do with it. So a wicket, 3 dot balls so far in this over. Going after it, high in the air, over long off, and that's 6. Well, the hard-hitting Charani has quite the reputation. And he has come in here with one thing on his mind. No singles, boundaries. There's an appeal for LBW. Umpire Naveen unmoved. "16 overs gone, 116 for 5. Captain Sunny Shah is back in the attack. He has been steady, hasn't gotten any wickets thus far. 116 for 5. The 2 Atlanta teams aren't budging. As soon as one team gets ahead, the other team claws its way back. We are deadlocked. 116 for 5. 4 overs remaining. And that is a good delivery. Top edge, high in the air. Long on comes across and takes the catch. Line and length, the basics of bowling, come into play as Sunny Shah gets another wicket. Just short of a length, nowhere for the batter to go, playing across the line and into the open arms of long on. Here's Nashad. 2 matches, 39 runs, has a top score of 34. Boy, do Southeast Express Red need an innings from him. Projected score 144. Is that enough? against Southeast Express Blue. Two Atlanta teams that play with each other. They're the same club in Atlanta, in Georgia rather, and now they have been divided up to play in this tournament, locking horns in the quarterfinal. Good delivery, and actually a good on drive as well. So Charania, who has no runs coming into this innings after two, hit a towering six to get off the mark in the last over. What can he do against the captain Shah? Tries to go after him, just an inside edge onto the ground, just chops it. And I tell you what, you look at the body language of Shah and the way he swings that bat. There is one thing on his mind: boundaries, and lots of them. Wide delivery by Shah. Bowled a no ball in his last over. It slipped out his fingers. And now bowled this one to his first slip. Shah. Lifted up by Charania. High in the air. And that's gone for six. It's like a rat being caught in a rat trap. As soon as the ball is pitched in that area, the bat plays through the line of the ball and is absolutely smashed for six. It's going to take a while to get this ball back. I wonder what type of shape that ball is in. Is it still round? So a wicket and 8 runs so far in this over. Fuller delivery. Last ball of the 17th. Just 3 overs remaining after this. 149 the score. Nashad. This one is cut beautifully. Sweeper out there. Sliding stop. Batters come back for 2. "17 overs in the books, 3 remaining, 127 for 6. Sharania relieves the strike with a single to long on. Not exactly what Southeast Express needed, as Surani's numbers 3.1 overs, 1 for 19. But Nashad hasn't been able to cut loose yet. Played through the line of the ball, but just one run to long on. Now Charania, who gave up a single to long on, I don't think he's going to make the same mistake again. Taking a good look at the field. Short and pulled. One bounce to deep in wickets and another single, which in Southeast Express's Blues eyes will be a win. And this time, Shad gets under it. Long off comes into play. Going across the line of the ball, off the toe of the bat. Will it carry? Takes the catch. Charania is gone, the danger man, for 15. Southeast Express Blue, and the most dangerous fielder on the field, Afridi, takes his second catch of the day, his fourth of the day, second of the match. Charania trying to get a move on, going across the line. The turn found the toe of the bat. 131 for 7. So one delivery left in Surani's spell. New batter making his way to this crease. It's going to be Asif Vadsaria. Some good line length and bounce by Surani to finish off his spell, but the overthrow will cost him 2 runs. Batter's thinking of 3. Oh, and a mix-up. So an eventful over for Surani. 5 runs coming from it. He finishes 2 overs, 4 overs, 2 for 24. 133 for 7. Just 12 balls remaining in this inning. So Asif, the new batter, quite the accomplished cricketer, 216 matches, 1,800 runs, and 172 wickets, has joined Nashad at the crease. Nashad, 216 matches, similar totals. And here's Shah, the captain. Top edge, 4 runs. Best shot in the book. You can't place a field for that shot. Shah had a wide delivery, found the outside edge. So with 11 balls remaining, the captain Shah is going to have to be at his very best in these death overs. Shah again. This one comes off the toe of the bat. It's high in the air. And long on comes in and takes the catch. Brilliant catch. Afridi. That is 5 catches today. 2 against the Renegades. 3 so far against Express Red. He is the best fielder on display in Cricket America Division 1. Another top edge, high in the air. And he makes these look easy. Covered a lot of ground and takes yet another good catch. Shah gets the breakthrough, his second. So there's been a procession of batters in the last few overs. Aslan Shah, the brother of the bowler, Sunny Shah. Just want to say a very welcome to the Shah's mother who's watching this match. I'm sure you can't choose between Aslan or Sunny. Hope you're just enjoying the proceedings. Full delivery outside off stump. Shah just fell flat on his face. Looks like a centre forward who was brought down in the penalty area. So the batters came back for 2. Asif Vadsaria facing Sunny Shah. Outside off stump, driven. Extra cover coming across, and the sweeper does his job. So a 4, a wicket, and 2 singles so far in this over. Projected scored 149. Current score 139. Shah to his brother. Full delivery. Open the face of the bat. And just like that, Arsalan is off the mark. Oh, it's a beautiful Yorker for Sunny Shah to finish his spell. Batter's going to come back for 2 and test the arm of the fielder. And 2 runs coming from the last ball of Shah's spell. He is 4 overs, 2 for 34. Good Yorker. He dug it out, but it trickled slowly to long on. Took a while to get to it. And the batters took on the fielder's arm and won the race. 140 for 8. 6 deliveries remaining in this inning. Afridi Huda, who can easily win the man in the match with catches, has 3 in this match. 2 in the match just before this against Edmonton Renegades. Is coming on to bowl the last over, the death over, against Aslan Shah and Asif Vadsaria. Top edge, full toss, and it's caught. But is it going to be a no ball? It is. Well, Afridi hasn't bowled all day long. The captain has brought him on his first delivery over the shoulder. Aslan Shah gets a top edge, caught by the keeper. Not going to count. That is a no ball in T20 cricket. And that is a wide to go along. Question remains, and the no ball continues, by the way. That is no longer, it is still a free hit. Is why is Afridi, who has not been allowed to bowl the entire match, being asked to bowl the last 6 deliveries of the innings? Full toss. And that was the free hit. Batters come back for 2. So the first delivery hits the top of the stumps. Well, drama at the end. First delivery is 4 runs. A wide, a no ball, and 2 runs. This one coming off the toe of the bats, backward square leg. Projected score now 153. 4 deliveries remaining. Aslan Shah. Can he find a boundary? Beautiful slow delivery. Beats the keeper too. Here's that delivery again. Beats, went underneath the bottom of the bat. Keeper nonchalantly coming across. Surabai. 3 deliveries remaining. Slower delivery. Picked up. Dispatched. And over the head of long off for 6. A much needed boundary for Southeast Express Red. And they find it off the bat of Asif. Afridi has been taken to the woodshed. 12 runs already in 5 deliveries. This is their second match of the day. He has not bowled as yet, and he's now bowling the last ball of the innings. Punched away off a full toss, goes to the boundary, and 4 runs. Absolute nightmare for Southeast Express Blue. Afridi, the man of the match in catching. They gave him the ball to bowl, and he's being destroyed one delivery at a time. Still one more. 159 now for 8. 160 looks an easy target. Asif. Smashed it. Long off comes across. Through long off and it's 4 more. Well, an expensive over. And Afridi has been destroyed. Smashed over the top by Asif. Long off couldn't get there. 4 more. And my math just isn't good enough. But just take my word for it. A lot of runs in the last over. 163 for 8 after 20. Southeast Express Blue will need all of their batting power to get 164 in 20. We'll be back after the innings break with Southeast Express Blue's reply. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the quarterfinal match between the two Atlanta teams, Southeast Express Red and Southeast Express Blue. Aslan Shah, the brother of Sunny Shah, will be opening the bowling. The target is 164 for the Blue, who crept by the Edmonton Renegades in the earlier match, the pre-quarterfinal match, found themselves now in the quarters, playing their second successive match. And the two batters, Barakat Lalani and Siraj Punjani. Full delivery, just worked off the pads, off the mark, quietly. Question is, can this Southeast Extra Blue team, who was mauled by Southeast Express Red 2 matches ago, they were bowled out for 38. Now they have to find a way to conjure up 164 runs. Pressure is on the openers, Siraj and Barkat. Oh, it's an outside edge, and is he caught? He's caught at slip. Shah makes the breakthrough. Southeast Express Blue lose their first wicket with just 1 run on the board. Siraj outs for the very first ball of his innings, the second ball of his team's innings. Just playing completely across the line and caught at first slip. So Shah gets the breakthrough. Aslan, that is. 1 for 1. And that 164 target just got a little steeper as Rehan, who showed the most promise against the Renegades, will check in. Certainly the most experienced batter and accomplished batter in the Southeast Express Blue team. So Rehan is making his way to the crease. Southeast Express have their tails up, scoring 164 for 4. And now Blue 1 for 1. Aslan Shah is going to be rearing in from the northern end. Southeast Express Red finished their innings off in a flurry as Afridi, who was impeccable in the field, was given the ball to bowl the last over. It was his first over of the day, and well over 20 runs were scored. Driven in the up and straight to mid-off. That is 2 wickets in succession. And Rehan has gone for the very first ball. And Aslan Shah is now on a hat-trick. Pitched up, a little bit of late swing, and just lifted into mid-off's hands. One of the easiest catches you'll take. So the score now is 1 run for 2 wickets. Afridi Huda, the star in the field with his catching abilities, comes to the crease, was taken behind the woodshed in the last over as he picked up the ball and gave up just about 20 runs in that last over. Comes in at number 4, and only 3 deliveries gone. Aslan Shah's figures, if he can just take a picture of this and keep it for the rest of his life. 2 wickets for 1 run. This one is pitched up and it beats the outside edge. A huge appeal for caught behind. Umpire Sadiq looks down at the ball counter, acknowledges 2 deliveries left. But again, this is the late swing that he's extracting. Finds the line and just moves away from the right-handed batter. That was an easy no call for the umpire. Full delivery, driven. Cover gets a piece of it. Batters come away for 2. A little bit of relief for Southeast Blue. Down the leg side, first wide. Keeper can't get a hold of it. He does. Fantastic stop. That could have been more. Shah, his last delivery. Pitched up beautifully. Finds the outside edge, the point. And it's 4 runs for 2 wickets after the first over. Aslan Shah putting his team on his back in the first over, getting 2 wickets. Southeast Extra Blue staring down the barrel of a gun. So Amit Nurani, who has 3 wickets in just 3 innings bowled, will come in from the southern end. He will bowl to Barakat Lalani. And there's that medium pace, line and length from the first delivery. Nothing more you can ask for from a captain. Just a quick reminder, Southeast Red won the toss, elected to bat, amassed 164 on this ground, on this wicket. That is a sizable total. And now picked up 2 wickets in the first over, and this one is smashed through mid-wicket. 4 runs. Lalani picked it up and dispatched it. A tall man, Amit, but he was just a fraction short. And Lalani turned on it in a flash. Here's the outswinger. It's not enough for a wide. A dot ball, 8 for 2. Good delivery, opening the face of the bat, using the swing. But a third man is there, just one. 155 needed in 111. No one expected Aslan Shah to go on a tear in his very first 3 deliveries. He got 2 wickets. Full delivery, and that is very much a wide. And you don't expect that from the bowler's 4th delivery, maybe the first 2. But I believe Narani looking for too much swing and thus bowling a wide. Turned off the hips. It's going to be a boundary. It is. Afridi getting his first boundary of the innings. Again, I mean, just a fraction short, but strained down the leg side. And in this format of the game, they're not going to miss many of those. $14 for 2 now. Change of field. A mid-wicket has come across to protect Amit against the right-hander. A short mid-wicket. Beats the outside edge, and it's going to be a valuable dot ball to complete his over. 2 overs in the books. 14 for 2. Southeast Express Blue trying to patch things up going into the 3rd. The star of this show, Aslan Shah, to continue from the northern end. Beautiful delivery again, using that outswinger to perfection. Right in the block hole, allowing the ball to move. Afridi. Shah. Full delivery. Got all of it. And 2 bounces over the ropes. 4 more. Exactly what Southeast Express Blue needs in this power play. They need boundaries, and they need a lot of boundaries. Trying to be too exact, Shah. Over pitching. Full toss. And full tosses are given what they deserve. Ooh, this one beats the outside edge of the bat. There's an appeal for court behind and he's given. Umpire Siddiq just a nod of the head. And Afridi Huda has to depart. Arslan, who was roughed up on the last delivery, gets his third wicket. He overpitched the delivery before. This one is right on the mark, just short of the batter in that corridor of uncertainty, and finds the outside edge. Score now goes to 19 for 3. Southeast Express Blue have found themselves in a very, very deep hole. Ashik Varani comes to the wickets. 3 innings, 30 runs. His top score is 15 in the tournament, coming in at number 5. And he's coming in against a very much in the mood Arslan Shah. Shah's figures 1.3 overs, 3 for 9. This one coming back into the batter. Have to love the variation. Was bowling outswinger after outswinger. This one just continue on back into the batsman. Current run rate 7.60. The required run rate 8.9. 8.29 rather. So Ashik has a deep mid wicket to contend with and a long on. That is the perfect delivery, and the wicketkeeper mishandles. It's going to be a bye, and that has hurt Arslan's hands as the keeper tried to make up for his error. And now Arslan had to stop the ball to prevent overthrows and may have injured his finger. And the delivery before was exactly what you want from a medium pacer. Spot on. Arslan playing through the line of the ball, over mid-off. Luckily, long off is there. So he brings Barkat back on strike. Actually, Ashik back on strike. And here was that delivery before that completely beat Ashik. The first delivery faced right on or just just above off stump is where you want that ball to be carrying through. And there's the scorecard, 21 for 3. Arslan getting all 3. Meet Narani, 3 innings, 3 wickets. He's coming back in. He's roughed up just a little bit in his first 10 runs. His second, and this one is whipped away off the offside. And because it's the power play, fielder saves the boundary. And the batters just come back for 2. Excellent fielding, desperate fielding. Again, Narani having that gentle outswinger. Batters really can't middle the ball at this point. And we are in the power play, and the boundaries are not coming frequently as they should. 140 runs needed off of 100 deliveries. Ashik Varani is yet to get off the mark. And he's checking the field. Has a deep cover to deal with and a long off. Beautiful shot. Square drive. And it's gone for 4. Time to perfection. The gentle outswinger by Narani, and Ashik keeping his shape, just playing through the line of the ball. Fantastic square drive or cover drive. And a much needed boundary for Xpress Blue. Can they cut loose in this power play? Going across it and straight into Midoff's hands, and he holds on to it. The 4th wicket falls. Ashik Varani departs for 4. And now Southeast Express Red firmly on top of Southeast Express Blue. Line and length by Narani. Gentle away movement going across the line. Just couldn't replicate the fantastic cover drive he had 2 balls before. And holds out to mid-off. The bowler Piyush has been non-existent with the bat so far in this tournament. He gets his first opportunity to try and get a run on the board. 28 for 4. Southwest Express Blue in all sorts of trouble in this quarterfinal against Southeast Express Red. Narani got his first wicket. Down the leg side, it's going to be a wide. Not the delivery you want to bowl to a batter who has not seen anything, any action so far for the tournament. It's an appeal for LBW, but with the line beginning on leg or just outside leg, there's no chance that umpire Obi is going to give it. Umpire Obi, the Jamaican umpire, scores 30 for 4. 134 needed off of 97. Question is, Southeast Express Blue, can they keep the wickets to give themselves a chance? Oh, and he's hit the stumps from side on. Absolute magic from cover. Barkat Lalani walks off with his head in his hands. He had 11 from 8. He just stroked the ball to extra cover. What seemed like an easy single, he strolled, picked it up, and in one fluid motion, hit the stumps from side on. Absolute magic. The 5th wicket falls. Just the sort of momentum Southeast Express Red needs to go into the next match has now put Southeast Express Blue in an impossible situation. 30 for 5. And now Anis Huda has to come to the crease. 426 runs. His highest score is 29 not out. He's going to have the best score in his life to bring this game back. But that's the end of 4 overs. 2 overs left in the power play. 30 for 5. So after that electrifying play at cover, running the player out from side on, Narani bowling the last ball of his second over. Barkat just pushed it nonchalantly to cover in one fluid motion, collect, throw, hits one stump to aim at. Barkat can't believe it, looks across, hangs his head, and makes his way back to the pavilion. Impressive stuff from Southeast Express Red. Southeast Express Blue, 30 for 5. And they're completely up against it. Coming to the crease, Anis Huda facing his first delivery, but the in form and in the mood, Arslan Shah, who has 3 wickets and it's just his first 2 overs, turned this game on its side, bowling his 3rd over in succession, just down the leg side, whipped off the pads. Batter's thinking of 2, and it goes over the boundary, does it? It has. 4 runs. Anis Huda off the mark. A rare loose delivery by Arslan, and it goes to the backward square boundary for 4. So it eases the pressure somewhat. 34 for 5. But Southeast Express Blue need a host of boundaries just to get themselves out of the power play and into any sort of position to challenge. Arslan. Inside edge. Arslan Shah. 6 wickets in this tournament thus far. His best figures 3 for 10. Today 3 for 14. He's gone after it high in the air. And this has cleared the ropes. A massive 6 coming off the bat of Anis Huda. Well, that's how you unsettle Arslan Shah, who has been pinpoint accurate up to this point. Line, length, and Anis Huda puts his butt right through it and connects. Huge 6. 40 for 5. Arslan Shah looking around, but I don't think any fielder can prevent shots like that. Better delivery, dot ball, the perfect response from a bowler, but 10 runs so far in this over, all coming from the bat of Anis Huda. Playing across the line is an appeal for a stumping. Umpire Obi unmoved. 40 for 5, one delivery left in this fifth over. Arslan Shah being roughed up in this over. He was 3 for 10 after 2, now 3 for 20 so far. One delivery left in his third. Punch to cover, no one taking a chance now. Dot ball, 40 for 5 after 5. Sahil Charania bowling his first delivery, an inside edge onto the pad. Gets Piyush away from the strike and gets Anis Huda, who had two massive boundaries against Arslan Shah in the previous over. Beautiful length, just short of a length. Understanding that Anis Huda wants to play through the line of the ball. Anything full, he's going to drive over the top, looking for boundaries. And Charania just held it back. Went right over the top edge. A valuable dot ball, but more importantly, gives Huda something to think about. Again, top edge, high in the air, takes the catch, and Charania, his plan has worked to perfection. Set up Anis Huda, just held the ball back just short of a length. Huda playing through the line of the ball as expected, and he's held it out to mid-off. Seems to have only one shot on his Huda, and mid-off takes an easy catch for the 6 wickets. 41 for 6. Wickets tumbling as the leg spinner Surani makes his way. So the leg spinner Serrani comes to the wicket in dire straits, 41 for 6. Charania got the wickets of Huda and goes right back to his line and length. This one coming back into the right-hander. 2 deliveries left in this 6th. The last over of the power play. And it seems like Southeast Express Blue can't find their way. Turned off his hips, straight back to backward square, and threw at the stumps. And he's hit the stumps again. And he's out. Incredible fielding. Incredible fielding in the previous over. And it continues in this. Whipped off his hips. Batsman went for a quick single. Backward square, collected the ball. If you don't believe it, you're going to have to see it for yourself. You just turn it around. Backward square, one peg. He picked it up with one fluid catch and hit the stumps at the base. And he was out by a mile. Serrani run out for naught. 41 runs on the board. And the procession of batters continue. Incredible fielding on one end to get another wicket, a run out. And it was replicated on the other, this time behind backward square. One fluid motion hit the stumps at the base. It was Serrani turning it around, Piyush making the run, and Piyush caught with a quarter way down the wicket. No chance. So the 7th wicket has fallen. We're still in the power play. 2 more left, and Charania, who's been pinpoint accurate, is going to try to operate on Serrani. Sunny Shah, the captain, taking strike. Pitched up on the inside edge. How did he survive? That is the end of the power play. 41 for 7. Southeast Express Red pirouetting their way to the semi-finals as Southeast Express Blue cannot stop the free fall. New bowler coming in from the northern end. And a square drive, beautiful square drive. It's Salaman, who was out for 5 while he opened the innings for Southeast Express Red. Beat the outside edge of the bat, dot ball. 42 for 7. Sunny Shah, the captain. Well, it all ends with him. If he can't get going, this innings is just about over. It's the last chance saloon. Get Shah off the strike and Serrani on strike. Beautiful delivery. Just short of a length. Appeal for a stumping. Umpire Obi not interested in that corridor of uncertainty. Just outside off stump, just short of a length. Nothing much the batters can do with it. Gets it two of the bats and creeps on to long on. Sunny Shah, the skipper for the Southeast Express Blue team, would love to see his brother Arslan Shah brought back in the attack to see a Shah versus Shah matchup. Last delivery for Salman. Oh, and it's a Yorker. Appeal for LBW. Umpire Sadiq thinking the ball is strained down the leg side. And that is the end of 7, 44 for 7. So Charania continues. This one wraps him on the pad, a little high. Getting the ball to seam back in, Charania. Most of the bowlers were bowling outswingers. This one's angling into the right-hander. It's him on the inside of the thigh. That is going to leave a mark tonight at the celebration. Beautiful banquet tonight for Cricket America. All the players are going to meet and feast. And like we expected, Sarani, being hit on the inside of the thigh, closer to the groin area, is going to seek some medical attention. But there will be food and music as Cricket America celebrates its 9th edition, 2025. As Sarani gets his medical attention, he will sit out until play resumes. So Surani, who was hit in the groin area, the ball before, has finally gotten back onto 2 feet. Charania, this is a leading edge, doesn't get all of it, and just scrambles through to get off strike. Sunny Shah, slow delivery, ball going all the way down the leg side. "45 for 7. Well, Sahil Charania has come in and firmly put his foot on the throat of Southeast Express Blue. 1.4 overs, 1 wicket for 2 runs. Has been very tidy. Line and length, not trying to do too much with the ball. Again, just on or outside off stump. Batters scamper away for a single, and he hits it again. Unbelievable. We have never seen this before in Cricket America. That is 3 consecutive runouts at side on. 1 stump to aim at. It happened 3 overs ago. It happened again 2 overs ago. And now it's happened for a third time. The third run out in the inning. Incredible stuff. They pushed the cover. They scampered for a single. He picked it up with 1 stump to aim at. Plum. And Sunny Shah has run out. Even Charania is laughing. He can't believe it. Wow. 45 for 8. But we've just seen 3 incredible runouts. 3 incredible runouts in this innings. Never seen before. Each one of the fielders hitting the stumps side on in one fluid motion. Charania, last ball of the second over, his second over, hits the outside edge. 45 for 8 after 8. Southeast Express Red, all smiles as they are cruising their way to the semi-final Cricket America 2025 appearance. So the off spinner is on. This one is cut away to cover a single. Last time these two teams played in this tournament this year, Southeast Express Blue were bowled out for 38. Southeast Express Red came in and knocked it off for 10 wickets in hand. And right now they're 45 for 8. And this one is smashed. High over and long on comes across and takes the catch. It's Arslan Shah. The man with 3 wickets at one time had 2 wickets in 3 deliveries. Takes the catch at long on. It was a long hop. And Hasnain Sudani never really took control of it. So 46 for 8. 46 for 9 now. And they're down to their last wicket. So the two Atlanta teams meeting in the quarterfinals, and it's Red about to get over Blue. So Mohsin, the opening bowler, just turns this one off his legs and picks up a single. He's off the mark. Certainly not accomplished with the bat as he is with the ball. Question is, can Southeast Express Blue get to 50? Place your bets. Yasin on strike. He's only faced 2 deliveries so far. So at the end of 9, it is 47 for 9. Southeast Express Red booking or ready to book their tickets to the semi-finals, and Southeast Express Blue ready to book their tickets on their next plane back to Atlanta. So Amin Damani, not the bowler, but the batter is Mohsin. Bowling some leg breaks, and that's a long hop. And it's a dot ball. This one is tossed up, and Mohsin is starting to take a test match approach. At number 9, 117 required off of 68. as this game starting to dwindle. Last wicket remaining, 47 for 9. Southeast Express red. Getting ready to get to that semi-final spot, which begins tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. right here on this ground. And Mohsin gets a long single. So Yasin, who just has a single to his name, that's a beautifully tossed delivery. Nothing much the batter can do with it. Yasin trying to find some room to score, and that's the end of him. Just one run off the over. It's now 48 for 9. And it's going to be a dead ball. It's Mohsin at number 11. Mohsin at number 11. 50 for 9. Amin Damani. You can see the turn and bounce in this wicket. Something to look forward to tomorrow in the semi-final affairs at the Prairie View Cricket Ground in Hampstead, Texas. Southwest Express blue against Express red. That's a short delivery, and Mohsin is taking his time and looks like he's getting set to buckle down for the rest of the day. One delivery remaining in the 10th. So far, it looks to be a maiden, as Mohsin has no intent to look to score. So a maiden over, 50 for 9 after 11. And he's gone after him. A rare boundary for Southeast Express Blue. It actually does not get to the boundary. Yassine and Mohsin have just crossed for a quick single. They thought it would have carried. It did not. It gets Mohsin back on strike. And Mehboob Akber, bowling his second over, had a maiden in his first. And he's gone after it. 4 runs. Mohsin finally opening his shoulders. A loose delivery by Akber, what we call a lollipop in cricket, and smashed away by the number 11. Mehboob. Oh, on a drop catch at slip. Akber pitching this one up. It spun a mile. Look at the loop in Akboob's delivery. Never got to the pitch of the ball. And swinging for the fences is Mohsin. Last over of the 12th. And that takes us through 12 overs. 55 for 9 after 12. This one is driven in the air, and they get back for a single. Southeast Express Blue trudging on, 57 for 9. As Express Red just trying to find this last wicket to celebrate a semi-final place. Pitched up, outside edge, and 2 deliveries left in this over. So Salman just outside off stump, and one delivery left to get us to 13. And the game has come to a crawl as Southeast Express Red trying to find this last wicket against their rivals Blue. And he's caught him. They brought the field in, and Yassine Pandya has punched it straight to short point or silly point. And Southeast Express Red win convincingly. He just opened the face of the bat, and there was Point taking a good catch. Salman gets his wicket. So Red has overcome Blue, and Southeast Express Red march on to the semi-finals. Arslan Shah, 3 overs, 3 wickets for 20 runs, but he got 2 wickets in his first 3 deliveries to turn this game on its back and allow and push on for Southeast Express Red to move on to the semi-finals. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. For all of us from SC Tech Productions, my name is Ryan Davis. We look forward to seeing you right here at Prairie View Cricket Ground in Hampstead, Texas for the semi-finals and finals of the Cricket America 2025 campaign. Good night.